All right, what is up? Joshua Smith here at GSD Mode Studios, and today I'm here to talk to you about the 4 fastest ways to now immediate closings. How to go out there in your real estate business and to find and identify the fastest ways to closing commission checks and getting deals. And look, you guys, I don't want you to make the mistake of thinking that these are just strategies for new real estate agents. Look, I'm by no means new. I've been doing this for over 14 years. I'm one of the top real estate agents and team leaders on the planet. And these are strategies that we're still implementing heavily inside my business and inside my real estate team. So don't make the mistake of thinking that this is just for newbies or if you're brand new. Now, if you're brand new, the biggest problem is like you need now closings, right? But then as we're building our real estate businesses, the more seasoned that you get, you want to have a good mix of now immediate business strategies as well as things where you're playing the long game. The things like content marketing, and maybe you're doing direct mail, certain geographical farming tactics that may be a year or so out before you start seeing a big return on those things. But look, we need to be able to make now money, and there's going to be other times where you just need to scale your business and you need to raise revenue. So these are things that you should be and will be interchanging throughout your business as you go throughout your real estate career. So I'm going to break down these 4 things. Now, the first 2 of them are things that you've heard about before. I'm sure that you've heard these 2 things before. These are nothing revolutionary. The last 2 are things that kind of just pulled out of my hat. Right? I'm not going to say that they're original to just me, that I came up with the concepts, but I'll show you how I came up with those and how to have success with those. But the first 2 are just good refreshers, things that you might have heard in the past, but it's a good reminder. And again, these are things that I'm doing heavily in my business day in and day out, which allows my team and I to sell over 600 homes each and every year here in Phoenix, Arizona. So number 1 is your sphere of influence, right? So with sphere of influence, this is going to be your past clients and anybody that knows who you are, right? Anybody that's in your world. And I define sphere of influence. One of the hard things about the real estate industry is some of these things get vague, right? With the terminology. So I've just kind of come up with how I've defined it, I guess, in my own real estate team, and I'll share that with you right now. So I look at sphere of influence, not just as past clients. That's one silo, one element to my sphere of influence. I also look at it as if I'm at the grocery store, right, pushing my little shopping cart, and I see somebody down the aisle that maybe I recognize from, I don't know, maybe your church or whatever, maybe from the gym. Now, I may not remember their name, right? But it's a recognizable face. We see each other, we smile, we wave, right? That's a warm relationship. There's some trust there. There's some familiarity there. That is my sphere of influence. So think about anybody that you went to school with, your previous career, who were your clients, who were your coworkers, whatever it may be, anybody that I'm going to be adding my sphere of influence. Now, one thing when it comes to following up with our sphere, one of the biggest reasons when I'm talking to real estate agents of why they don't do it, why they don't reach out is, it's like, look, I don't want to be that annoying real estate agent. And I get it, right? Like one of my number 1 rules when it comes to sphere of influence and social media marketing is don't be a douche, right? Nobody wants the douchey, high salesman, person that's just annoying. We don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. I for sure don't want to be that person, right? So I'm talking about sphere of influence, man. It's just about connecting. So what I recommend, if this is something that you haven't been doing or have dropped the ball on, which is most real estate agents that I talk to, start off with a connection call, right? Just reach out to them, go through your phone list, everybody that's in there, and just connect with them. And don't make it about real estate. It has nothing to do with real estate. Just a connection call. So calling them up, hey, hey Chris, what's up, man? Just want to check in, see how you're doing, man. How's the family? How things going? How's work? How's life, man? It's been a couple years since we talked last. Like, what's new? Right? I'm just asking about them. I'm just interested in them. I'm not making the conversation about me. I want to keep it on them and getting to know like just what their situation is, where they're at in life. And I'm going to be taking notes. I'm going to be listening, engaging, taking notes, right? Then I also want to make sure in the connection call that I've got the right contact information. Hey man, like real quick, I just want to make sure we got the best information from you. I want to stay in touch with you, whatever. What's your best email? If you don't have their email. Hey dude, are you on social media? If you're not on social media, before you do the call, go make sure and see if you have their email and ask them if that's still the best email. See if your friends on social media or connect on social media. Don't ask them, oh dude, like, are you on Facebook? I'll shoot you a friend request. And they're like, oh dude, we're already friends on Facebook. I see your stuff all the time. Yeah, right? Like you don't want to overstep like that. So all this is doing is reigniting the connection to get that relationship a little bit warmer, right? And then from there, so this is just a connection call. Because look, at the end of the day, it's the law of reciprocity, which is the most powerful law in the laws of influence, if you will. So the law of reciprocity states, man, they're like, if you're invested in them, truly engaged in them and how they're doing and their family's doing, they are naturally going to ask you how you are doing back. Right? Well, how are you, man? How's work? Yeah, dude, everything's great, man. I mean, family's doing great. Amanda's good. Kids are good. Back in school now, and they're getting big fast. And it's crazy how quick they grow up, man. And yeah, business is as good as ever. Real estate market's just on fire. Crazy things going on. Truly appreciate you asking. Right? And I'm just going to get it off of that really quickly. But I'm just going to make sure that, again, I've got the right contact information and make sure by the time I hang up on that call that we're connected on social media. So I'm going to do this while I'm in front of my computer. Because if I'm not, let's just say I'm talking with my buddy Chris, right? And we're not connected on social media. I'll be like, all right, dude, like, what do you play on social media? I want to stay connected with you. Where are you at on social media? Okay, cool. I just shot you a friend request. Just sent you a LinkedIn connection. Right? Make sure to go out there, check it, and accept it, right? So then from there on social media. Now, this is from your personal social media accounts, not your business. I'm going to use my business for business, doing all my paid advertising. That's not what this training is about. You can check this YouTube channel. I've got a ton of tutorials and walkthrough videos where I show you a bunch of paid strategies and how to create success with that. So that's not what this is about. This is all from your personal page. And what I recommend is a four times per day posting strategy. Right? And that sounds excessive, but it's not. You got to remember, there's over 2 billion monthly active users. And when you're posting on your Facebook page, you're only going to reach about 20% organically of just your friends. Yeah, right? So the 4 postings per day, and it doesn't have to be these exact 4 posts, but just to break these down, right? So 1 would be something motivational, inspirational, right? Just to plant that seed out there, man. We hear as human beings 12 and a half times the amount of negativity on a daily basis as we do positivity, right? So people just enjoy that little bit of inspiration. So posting, and then you don't have to come up with the quotes yourself. I never do. I just go out there and steal quotes from all the greats out there and post their quotes, give them credit. So you're still posting and just having that little bit of you're kind of striking that positive chord, hopefully in their newsfeed every single day. So something motivational, something about your what's just going on in your life, right? Fun, hobbies, interests that you're involved in. Maybe you're checking in at the gym, doing a snap at the gym, going out to eat later at night, doing something fun, or you're hiking, whatever it may be. Book that you're reading. Then something about your family, like a deeper connection piece, something that's deeper about you or your family, right? And then the 4th post would be something about business. And when I say something about business, this isn't sold this listing in 4 days for above full price. Think about buying or selling, call me, I'll get the job done. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to be sold, right? So tell stories, right? So if I'm sitting in front of an open house I'm getting ready to do, maybe I'm snapping a selfie in front of that house. Oh, getting ready to do an open house on this beauty. Man, I love what I do. I love serving and supporting my clients at the highest level, accomplishing their real estate goals. Hashtag blessed, hashtag love the real estate life, right? Maybe if you just got a closing that happened, you're telling a story about your clients, right? It's not about you selling. Maybe it's like, hey, I was showing some homes this weekend and my client's requirements are to have just an insane, amazing resort-like backyard. And I saw some of the most beautiful backyards that I've ever seen today. Here are photos of my top 6 picks. I'd love to get your feedback. So again, you're not selling, you're just planting that seed that you're in real estate. Right? So these are the people that know you, again, that you have a warm relationship. You're just planting that seed. So if and when they have a need of buying and selling real estate, hopefully they're thinking of you, right? So this is a very easy sphere of influence, very easy and effective sphere of influence strategy that you want to be doing. And man, if you're connected to 1,000 people in your area, I guarantee you 1 or 2 of them have a need right now. And without even selling them, asking them, hey, do you have any real estate needs that I can help you with? Or friends or families members that are thinking about buying or selling that you can refer me, without being that beggy real estate agent, but you'll plant that seed deep enough and reconnect. Well, they'll think of you and reach out. This is extremely, extremely powerful. All right, so the next thing is open houses, right? So open houses, when it comes to a new lead source, so when I'm trying to create and generate new business, I have never found anything as far as a lead generation strategy that's more effective to lead to now immediate income than open houses. Right? So if I want to go out there and get a client this weekend, I'm going to go do an open house. If I need a client this weekend, I'm going to go do an open house because I know for a fact I can get a client from one open house at a minimum if I do my open houses correctly, right? So I'm not gonna break down how to go out there and do an open house the right way. You could do your research on that. If you're on Facebook, the GSD Mode podcast Facebook group, so it's the GSD Mode Real Estate Agent Mastermind closed Facebook group. If you join that, just I'll have to approve you. On that's 100% free, but it is closed because I keep it where there's no solicitations in there, nothing being sold. I'm going to be doing, depending on when you're watching this, if you're watching when I first release this, in the next week or two, I'm going to be doing some open house training and uploading that in there. And I'm going to keep it housed in there so you can always see it. I'm starting to add a lot of just free tutorials and free trainings, additional free trainings in there for you guys. If you're watching this down the road for the first time, it's probably already in there. So go join that group and you can go check out my step-by-step process for open houses. But when I say my team and we sell over 200 homes every single year through open houses. So we crush it with our open houses. All right, so the next two, so those are two things that are, kind of that everybody talks about that you should be doing. Not saying everybody says you should be doing open houses, but you hear about them a lot. We all know that those are effective strategies potentially. And then we all know that we should be following up with our sphere of influence, right? But these next two are things that you probably haven't heard of or haven't thought of. And these are extremely effective. So number 3, and again, these are strategies to help you go and get immediate clients and close immediate deals. So if you're broke, right? If you need some closings, or maybe you have closings coming in, but you need to scale your business, you need to scale upfront revenue by 20% in the next 60 days, like these 4 things are the fastest way to go do that, right? But the cool thing is by doing these, and you don't have to do all 4 of these, by implementing very heavily one of these, you can double your revenue in the next 60 days, right? When I say double your revenue in the next 60 days, that might be what you put in escrow at that time, but you get my drift there. All right, so step number 3, or strategy number 3, is go to either your preferred lender. Hopefully your preferred lender is a player in your area. You're hopefully only working with the best of the best, right? But go to a badass lender in your area. Like who's the top of the top with in regards to loan officers in your area. And when you go to them, ask them if they would give you the ability, and you got everything's selling, right? So we got to sell the lender on this. So when I ask for a meeting with a lender, right, or a conversation with the lender, I'm going to pitch this to them just like I'd be pitching a buyer client to work with me or seller client to work with me. I got to sell them on why it's a good idea for them to do this, right? So that's going to look something like this. You're reaching out to them, hey, Joshua Smith here at my home group. Hey, I wanted to reach out because I've got a win-win strategy that I think will be a massive win for you as well as myself, that I wanted to run past you. And what I want to do and what I propose is that you allow me to call all of your old apps, all of your old applications that never procured into a deal. For whatever reason, they never procured into a deal. They're not getting worked. These might be apps that are a year, 2 years, 3 years old, that they're not getting worked, right? So these are just old dead leads essentially, but these were people that applied, right, for a loan. They raised their hand. Now maybe they got denied, maybe they got approved and just didn't do anything, right? Maybe the credit looked good, they just didn't submit the documents, whatever it may be. Maybe they didn't get a full approval, right? But these are gonna be the apps that they didn't work. And what I would like to do is call those apps, or those people that applied, and see if homeownership is still a goal that they have, and if so, if they'd like to re-attempt the process and go through, get pre-qualified through you again. They've already pre-qualified through the lender once. They already have a connection with the lender or know of the lender, so we're gonna push all that business back to the lender. Right? So it's a win there. Now, then I get the business if they want to buy. So these are going to be buyer leads, of course, at this point, and some of them might have homes to sell as well with that. So that's why it's a win-win. Look, I'm going to push all these applications to you. And hopefully then I get the buy business, and it's a win-win, right? Because look, dude, one of the hard parts when you are a producer, like your top lender or even your top realtors in your area, is you have an abundance of leads, right? You become the top by first becoming really epic and amazing at lead generation, right? You've got the fundamentals dialed in, and then you master lead generation, and you have an abundance of business. That's why these top producers are top producers, right? It's the reason why I'm a top producer, or not the only reason I'm a top producer, but one of them is I know how to lead. Like, lead generation is not an issue for me. The bigger issue is getting enough people to work all the damn leads, right? So that's always if you look at the top people in the field, whether it's a lender or a real estate agent, that's always their biggest problem. My biggest problem is getting people that will actually work these leads. I got 90,000 leads in my database, right? Or more than 90,000 at this point, right? So that's going to generate more business as essentially reviving and spoon feeding them business from shit that they're slipping the cracks that they're just not working. It can be a huge win-win. The other win-win with it is now you are delivering value and connecting and developing a relationship with one of the top professionals in your marketplace. They can be a mentor to you, right? That relationship's going to be ongoing and be huge, right? But you got to deliver, you guys. If you're going to do this, especially if you're going to a top lender in your area, you can't get a reputation for not committing. If you're going to say, okay, hey, I will be in your office, because they may not, just give you the leads or give you access. You might have to go call out of their database for these. If you tell them, hey, I'm going to be in your office Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. calling these leads, right? You better show up and you better be in there grinding, right? With those. But very easy script, right? A very easy process to follow with that. And I can promise you, man, if they give you, let's just say 500 apps, there's going to be some deals in there. Right? Now, if you don't have a lender in your area or you don't feel comfortable with that, go to the top dog in your office, right? The number one agent in your office or the number one agent in your area and pitch the same thing. Now, the difference is the lender, because they get the loan side, they're not going to get a chunk of the commission. They don't care. So you get your full commission there. If you go to a top agent, like if you came to me and said, hey, Josh, can I start dialing these 90,000 leads that people aren't working inside your system? Let's just say that people aren't calling, they're just on drips, whatever, but nobody's calling those, right? Or at least, after a couple years, we stop our calls after, let's just say, a year with leads that are in our system. Dude, yeah, I'll let you all day long, right? But we're going to split that 50-50. Yeah, right? If you convert them, you get them as a client and go get it, we're going to split that deal 50-50, but you can take that client for sure. Yeah, right? So you get a little less commission than you would with the lender because there's different interests with the alignment there. So that's number 3, extremely effective, you guys. And I've taught this to hundreds and hundreds of agents. I mean, I've taught it to thousands, but I mean hundreds that I know of that have went out there and executed on it. And every time I do this, man, I get messages within 2 or 3 weeks of, holy shit, I can't believe, man, I got 2 or 3 buyer brokers signed, they're pre-qualified, getting deals in escrow, like it's fast, right? All right, so number 4 then is my parking lot strategy. So I actually call this the Home Depot parking lot strategy. And it doesn't have to be Home Depot, it could be Home Depot, it could be Lowe's, could be whatever. And how I came up with this is when I first got into real estate, I was 23 years old, jumped into real estate, and I also just bought my first house. Before that, I'd never owned a house. And at that time, I'm going to Home Depot like every single weekend. I just kind of had these internal thoughts and the light bulb just went off, right? Where I was like, man, before I owned a home, I was never at Home Depot, ever, right? And then now that I own a home, I'm here like every fucking weekend, right? Like we're there all the time. So I'm like, all these other people that are coming here must own real estate. Then also, my office was in the parking lot, or right down the street, I should say, of the Home Depot parking lot, right? So what I would do is I'd get a grip of 100 cards. My goal was to always have 100 conversations a day in the parking lot. So I'm not going inside the store. I'm not posting flyers out there. I've just got my cards. So I'm just having conversations with people as they park and are walking into the store or as they're leaving the store and heading to their car, right? Now, I was brand new, and I did this for about the first 2 years of my career, and now I have, when new agents join my team, this is something that I have them do because it works really, really good if you're a new agent. Now, you don't have to be a new agent to have success with this, but I'm going to speak to those of you that are new with the script because this is the script that I used and then what I do to help new agents just, go out there and build that pipe really, really fast. And I'm telling you guys, when I say this stuff works, like if I take a brand new agent, fresh out of school, and again, this happens all the time on my team because we go after brand new agents, right? That's typically who's joining a team, right? So parking lot strategy, open houses, tapping their sphere within 6 months, going from 0, obviously being brand new, to closing 30 grand a month after splits, all said and done. And we do it over and over and over. And that's not with everybody that joins our team that does that. They got to put in the work, right? But our top 20% for sure are getting those results. All right, so good to grab those cards. right? And then as I start approaching people, I'm going to break down why this is a win-win and why you can't lose at this strategy, even if you don't get business, right? Which I know sounds kind of funky. So when I go up to people, because you got to make people feel comfortable. People want to consume, people want to buy, but they don't want to be sold. And this is why you hear a lot of leads that you're following up with just saying, oh, I'm just browsing, right? It's the same thing that you say when you go to the mall, walk into the department store, and they ask you, oh, can I help you? And you just say, oh, I'm just browsing. You're not browsing. Dude, like you just drove 20 minutes to the damn mall. You took busy time away from your family, your business. You're there to buy some shit. We just don't want to be bothered by the salesperson. It's like, let us do our due diligence. Let us check around. I'll let you know when I'm ready. And when I'm ready to, if I have a question, I'll let you know. And then when I'm ready to buy some shit, I'll let you know. You know, right? People just don't want to be bugged. We got to understand that. So we got to make them never feel like they're getting sold, right? So I'd walk up to people and I'd say, hey, my name's Joshua Smith. I'm actually a brand new real estate agent here with RE/MAX, with my home group, whatever company that you're with, Century 21. But I'm a brand new real estate agent with my home group. So just so you know, I'm not here to try to sell you anything. As I said, I'm brand new. I have nothing to sell you. And again, with being brand new, you probably wouldn't want to use me anyway because I don't know what I'm doing. You know, right? I know that sounds crazy to utilize that script, right? Everybody's trying to fake it before they make it, but I'm telling you right now, this works. It worked extremely well for me. I mean, my first 3 months of being licensed, I ended up popping 12 deals. I had 12 deals in escrow. By the end of my first year, 48 deals, right? And I did this every single day. Now I was doing this plus open houses and tapping into my sphere. I didn't think of the lender strategy till later on in my career. But so just trust me, the process works because that makes them feel super comfortable. So what I would say to them then is, hey, look, as a new real estate agent, I need to get my name out there. So I'm just out here introducing myself to people, handing my cards out. But then also I have a favor to ask. I need your help. Being new, there's a lot that I need to learn. And instead of trying to guess what to learn about the area, because look, as a real estate agent, you don't expect so this is me speaking to them. So you don't expect your real estate agent just to know about the actual houses themselves and valuations and contracts. You also expect them to know everything about the area, about the schools, about just, you know, general questions about living in the area. So there's a lot of questions that I need to have answers to, but I don't want to guess what those questions are. Right, so you live here in the area. I'm guessing if you're shopping here, you live close by. In my office is, you know, right down the street here as well. So with that being said, what kind of questions do you have about the area? Right, so any question that you have, and again, this is a huge favor that you're doing for me. So even if you make up a question, whatever, you know, the more questions that you can give me, the better. And it doesn't have to be about real estate in the real estate market, right? But if you're just curious about, oh man, I see this construction going on over here for this new development. What's that all about? Yeah, right. Oh, I see these new office buildings going in over here. Like, what's that about? Yeah, right. You know, what about the schools or new restaurants coming down, new businesses coming out? Any questions that you have? Give me those questions. Let me go do the research. Let me go do the due diligence. Give me a few days. I'll get back to you with answers to those questions. So what am I doing here? I'm lead generating, right? Lead generation is, when I'm successful at lead generation, that means I'm delivering value for something in exchange for their contact information. I'm giving them value in exchange for their contact information. So let me get your email and I'll respond to these questions to you. And again, as I said, I'm brand new. I don't have anything to sell you. I'm not going to spam you. You have my word on that. If you ever do get spammed, you can just unsubscribe anyways. But I'm not here to spam you. You're doing a huge favor for me. So I owe you. So whatever you need, I owe you one for doing me a favor. So what kind of questions do you have? Right? So I'd jot that down if they had questions. And then I would ask them, hey, just out of curiosity, do you also own your home here locally? Right? And most people, if they're going to Home Depot, they do, you know, right? Not in all cases, but a lot of them do because they're not typically doing those same repairs and maintenance on if they're a tenant in a property, right? So in that case, then I would lead into, okay, hey, also, and I know that you're probably not looking at you know, selling your home anytime soon, and that's not what this is about. But another skill set that I need to gain is I got to get good at home valuations. So could you do me one last huge favor and allow me to do a current market valuation on your home? And again, as I said, I'm brand new. So as I'm doing this, because I don't want to send you false information, I'm going to have my broker who has 20 or 30 years of experience, whatever, talk up your broker, or the people, you know, the mentors that you have, where they're going to review it to make sure it's fully accurate when you send it to them, you know, right? But this gives me the ability to get the practice at doing market valuation reports on actual homes in the area, you know, right? So I'm collecting that data and shooting that to them, you know, and I tell them, ask them to give me 72 hours on that one before I get it back to them. And then from there, as I lead in the conversation, I think, and again, I'm throwing out kind of the gratitude scripts. Right? Hey, again, thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me that you're allowing me to, get the practice and helping me out. That you're doing me a huge solid here. I truly, truly appreciate all of this. So again, I owe you one. So here's my card. Save this, right? Because I don't care what it is that you need. I owe you a favor now. Maybe you got a new piece of furniture and you need help moving that piece of furniture. You call me up. I will be there to move that piece of furniture, right? Like, I don't care what it is. Doesn't have to be real estate. Like, whatever it is, I owe you one. So save my information. If whatever you need, you let me know and I'll be there. Right? So then bam, that's the conversation. That's it. Yeah, right? And if I had 100 conversations today, because a lot of people are just like, oh, no, I'm busy, sorry. No, I'm busy, sorry. Oh, you're brand new. Hey, thanks, congratulations. I'm in a hurry. I got to go, taking my card. I mean, that's most conversations, right? But if I gave 100, I would get three, when I say 3 solid leads, 3 solid questions, 3, home valuations out of that, get them in my database, right? And start building up. And here's what I can tell you, man, is now here's the mistake that I made is I didn't start tracking my numbers very, very heavily until about 4 years in the business. So I can't tell you what that looks like or look like for me personally, but for agents on my team that are doing this, that track very heavily, because now I force them to track, make them track, push them to track very heavily, and they see the power in that. We're roughly 1 closing out of 30 of those solid hot lead conversations that we have. Yeah, right? So you talk to enough people, man, they're going to have that need. They appreciate you. People don't care about your experience, right? They care about the hustle and the commitment and the connection. So that's very, very important. So these 4 strategies, again, this could be Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace Hardware. It doesn't matter which one it is, but these 4, you guys, the quickest ways that I've ever found in my 14 plus year long career, if you're selling over 5,000 homes and also running and operating the #1 podcast in the real estate industry, like these are the 4 top ways that I have found hands down to lead to the fastest, to gaining clients and closing commission checks in the fastest way possible. So I hope you found this valuable. And I've got just a few favors to ask you. Not just favors, but favors and some more resources for you. So number 1, go check out our website at gsdmode.com. I don't know where you're watching this video. You might be on YouTube, you might be on Facebook, wherever you're watching this video. Make sure to go check out gsdmode.com. There's nothing being sold on that site, just epic, amazing content. That's why we house all of our top real estate agent podcast interviews, more tips just like this. But in addition to that, at the bottom, you're going to see a bar at the bottom of the website that says 41 weeks of free coaching tips, free training tips. So if you click on that and you opt into that, and these are all included in there as well, but I give all of these different scripts in there and break down a bunch of different strategies just like this. And again, there's nothing being sold in those. There's no BS, no fluff. This is just my way to give back to an industry that's changed every aspect of my life, right? So check out gsdmode.com. As I said earlier, make sure to join the private Facebook group where you can get a lot of additional training. You can ask me questions personally in there, open house training, all that is in there. So make sure to join that. Another free resource. Again, we have a very strict no sales policy in there, so you don't have to worry. If anybody promotes anything in there, we boot them out and we ban them for life. Right? So I'm very strict on that because we get sold so much in this industry, man. As real estate agents, right? We get sold, 1,000 times a day. Everybody's trying to get something out of us. So these are just safe places for you to get great information, great content without that fear of being sold. All right, so then from there, the last thing is make sure to please, wherever you're watching this, like this below. So if you're on YouTube, make sure to click that like button. If you're on Facebook, hit like. And please leave a comment. I'd love to know what your thoughts were on this video. If you like this stuff, if you're implementing, I'd love to hear some feedback. If you're implementing on these, how they're working for you. Also, if you have ideas for other videos that you'd like me to create. Right? I don't want to guess what you need in your real estate business to help you out in your real estate business. Tell me. Right? Like, what are your frustrations? What are your obstacles? Where are you stuck? Let me know. And I'll do everything I can to push that content out there for you and help you massively in your business. The last thing is to make sure to share this channel. If you know anybody that's in real estate that can benefit from this channel, make sure to share it, guys. Like, this is everything that I create with GSD Mode, again, is to give back to an industry that's changed every aspect of my life. And what allows all of this to be possible is everybody sharing and collaborating with this. The bigger that the channel gets, the more we're able to continue doing this and more value that we're able to bring. Plus, it's going to impact somebody else's life. right? So this content is delivered out there because if you take action on this content, it will 100% change your life like this industry's changed mine. So make sure to share it. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching and checking out today's podcast episode, Weekly Real Estate Tip, and I will see you next time. Peace.